for East Bernard. What a ball game on tap tonight.
Well, if anybody had a chance to look at the Houston Chronicle, they had a big article about the game tonight and talking about forget about the 5A, forget about the colleges. This is the game to see the weekend.
We've got TV cameras from Houston here tonight. Radio stations, we understand, are going to be calling in, checking in the scores from around the state of Texas. The local radio station, LaGrange, of course, is here tonight for the ball game. They're expecting a capacity crowd in Schulenburg and then some. Earlier today during the school, they were telling the students, if your parents and your family and friends are planning on coming to the game, tell them to get there early. East Bernard sold out all their tickets in just a matter of hours. Schulenburg sold out all of their tickets, and just the tickets at the gate remain. And as we are about 30 minutes away from kickoff, we see the stands are packing in for Parents' Night.
Oh, it's going to be a heck of a crowd here tonight. There's going to be, I expect both sidelines all the way around to be pretty full, 2 or 3 deep possibly. It's the biggest game in town, the biggest game in the state, as you said before. We're going to have a heck of a crowd, and it might not be a benefit to anybody because we're going to have probably equal amount of crowd.
Schulenburg 8-0, 3-0 in the district. They've pitched 2 shutouts already this year in district. East Bernard 8-0, they're 3-0 in district. The winner of this definitely has the inside track to the district championship, with East Bernard playing Weimar and Schulenburg playing Flatonia in the final weeks. Of course, the loser definitely not out of it either. This is the type of ball game that you look at and say, hey, these are 2 great teams. You know, you'll probably see them meeting again in week 4 of the playoffs.
Well, you have to look at it another way, where which route do you want to travel getting to the quarterfinals, which I fairly see both teams possibly meeting in the quarterfinals, like you said. If you're the second place team in this district, you go the south route, which means Refugio, Tidehaven, possibly those boys. If you're the first place, you get to run up to the hill country, where it's traditionally not as strong of football programs, and you might get a chance to brush up on some of your rough spots and so on. Might be a little easier road. It means more than most people think, this game.
The Shorthorns have won 2 of the last 3 state championships. They're not a stranger to big ball games. You have lunch with Coach David Hoosman on Friday during the Booster Club. He always gets excited, always gets up for the ball game. What was he feeling today?
He was pretty quiet. The man was nervous, like always. He's leery of every game every week. He doesn't take anybody lightly, and rightly so tonight. He didn't have any right to take them lightly by any means. One thing Coach Hoosman has done is I think he's well prepared his team. Like we always talked about during the year, the schedule is going to be a favorable factor for Schulenburg.
We have a lot of pregame activities right now. We're going to take you down to the field. As we said, it's Parents' Night. So we'll go down to the field now, and then we'll be back with a look at our starting lineups and statistics. This is the big one, folks. It's the Horns and the Brahmas coming up right here on Channel 16.
At this time, we would like to introduce our Shorthorn cheerleaders and their parents, and our Shorthorn football team and their parents. First, Randy Shorthorn. Escorted by her parents, Ronnie and Stephanie Shorthorn. Brady is a junior. Sophomore, Lindsay Camp. Escorted by her parents, Sherry and Ken Banks, Frank and Steve Camp. Senior, Danny Rock, escorted by her parents, Paul and Kelly. Senior, Jill Mercy, and his cheerleader, escorted by her parents, Ron and Steve Mercy. Sophomore, Tony Holt, escorted by her parents, Charles and Debbie Holt. Junior, Christy Christian, escorted by her parents, Harley and Frank Christian. grandparents, grandchildren, and all. Sophomore, Randy Baptist, showing my grandparents, please, for the water staff. Junior and Maxwell, from college, showing my grandparents, probably for the tech in 1994, Shorthorns cheerleaders. Their parents. Parents are extremely important part of the young people's education and learn to give our appreciation for their participation in our athletic sport. Our Shorthorns football team. Number 2, senior Jason Houston, escorted by his mother, his Sheila Houston, and his brother Tom Blaine. Number 4, junior Derek Thomas, escorted by his parents Joe and James Thomas. Number 5, senior Bertha Dixon, escorted by his parents Robert and Carol Dixon. Number 7, senior Eric Hayden, escorted by his parents Larry and Mary Hayden. Number 8, senior Joseph Moore, escorted by his parents introduced Joseph Thomas. Number 10, senior Stephen Carter, escorted by his parents introduced Stephen Carter. Number 11, senior Evan Myers, escorted by his parents and Jerry Myers to the Dale Bow. Number 12, senior Brian Watson, escorted by his parents Warren and Julia Watson. Number 34, senior Barry Shepard, escorted by Andrew Davis, Barry Shepard, and Ricky Wesley Shepard. Number 51, senior Ricky Renee, escorted by his parents and Susan Larry Renee. Number 52, senior Dustin Moser, number 16, junior Adam Moser, escorted by their parents and Susan Bruce Moser. Number 60, senior Michael Valenzuela, escorted by his parents Alfredo Valenzuela and Ellen Morris Barty. Number 61, senior Dan Dennis, escorted by his parents and Susan Bruce. 36, senior Richard. He's going by his parents, Dennis and Agnew. Number 68, senior, Donovan Today. Going by his parents, Mr. David Warren today. Number 36, senior, Greg Shapiro. Going by his parents, Mr. David Chapman. Number 80, senior Wesley Mystead. Escorted by his parents, Mr. David Jerry Mystead. Those are the seniors of the 1991 Shorthorns football team. Number 3, junior David Wright, escorted by David and Joey Wright. Number 15, junior Jamie Jackson, escorted by Barbara Jackson and grandparent Mr. B. Martin Jackson. Number 20, junior Todd Edwards, escorted by his parents John and Sharon. Escorted by his parents, Mr. David Albert Wright. Number 23, junior Aaron Strick, escorted by Yvonne Strick. Number 34, senior Matt Romine, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Tom Romine. Number 33, senior Brian Valenzuela, escorted by his parents Alfredo and Edward Valenzuela. Number 55, senior Kevin McGarry, escorted by his mother, Mrs. George McGarry. Number 72, junior Sam Brown, escorted by his parents Conway and Becky Garden. Number 77, junior Greg Turnjack, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. George Turnjack. Number 78, junior Dan Douglas, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Turnjack. Number 82, junior Steve Adams, escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. his track and the dollar field, and track match which is in Richard Green, and then we want to get. The 1990 Shorthorns is up there. Just a minute.
Very impressive Parents' Night activities. We see all the parents with their young men, and of course the cheerleaders as well. That's always a special thing for these athletes. Now we can strap them on. The teams are both in their locker rooms. What are some of the comments you think both coaches are making, Coach Sowell and Coach Hoosman are making to their teams as we get set for this one?
Well, kind of hard for me to say what's on East Bernard's locker room. I can't imagine. Well, he knows everything's on the line, too, just about like Coach Hoosman. Coach Hoosman has the crutch to say, hey, look, this is your last game at Shorthorn Stadium, seniors. Leave it all on the field and things like that, which I'm sure they will. They're going to give everything they've got. Both teams will. They're going to have to. But East Bernard's got a lot to prove tonight. We're the number one team, just like everybody else wants to knock us off. They're going to have a little added incentive being in the district and the situation with the playoff race and everything. I'm sure he's harping on that a lot and telling them let's just go out and have fun.
Shane Leckler, a four-year starter. He started as a freshman at quarterback, was an all-state punter his freshman year. The kid is very good in football, basketball, baseball, you name it. Mr. Leckler's been there. He was a part of a state championship baseball team this past spring. The young man knows how to win.
Oh, definitely. He's a class individual. Watching him grow through the years, he was pretty big as a freshman as it was, and I'm fortunate enough to do some umpiring and umpired some of his games and everything, and he's a fine athlete all around, and watching him in the pregame kick, that's a treat right there in itself. Come early to watch him kick. I've never seen a leg on a young man like that in my life, and the way I understand it, and I've in fact seen him, the A&M coaches are here tonight highly recruiting him to do their kicking chores and everything. That's a lot to say, a big undefeated Division I college team coming to scout you in a 2A school down here. That says a lot for you.
Roddy Blunston, the running back, was not a starter earlier in the year. He is now a starter. He's got almost 1,000 yards on the ground.
Well, we didn't know a lot about Roddy. He played on the JV last year and was one of the I think only two teams that beat Schulenburg last year. He's what we understand by hearing from other teams that he's an excellent athlete and a lot of speed, and it's going to be a big factor if we can contain him. I understand they moved Grigger into the fullback position instead of Domel. Supposedly a better blocker, and hopefully it opens the ball. I'm sure they're going to try to exploit and get that running game going so they don't have to rely on that pass.
The passing game has been effective against Schulenburg at times. Could be a little more tonight. Of course, we had an injury to Kurt Bezetsny, broke his collarbone in practice in a non-contact drill, no pads. We've moved Bozel to the defensive end, take him out of the secondary. Do you think that'll do any damage to our defense?
Well, the only thing that I can see is making a few players go two ways. We're bringing some people back into defense that have been defensive player and that are quality players anyway. We might miss a little timing and a little bit of rustiness at the beginning of the game, playing some unfamiliar positions. But I think once the emotions get up there and we have some fine athletes and Sarton stepping in to play the safety where Bozel was before, and I don't think we're going to miss much, to tell you the truth. Not to take anything away from Bezetsny. That is a big loss to us by any means. He's done a fine job all year, and the prognosis is possibly 3 weeks he'll be back, so hopefully we'll get in the position where we'll be in the playoffs that long.
Leckler and Blunston, the two young men we talked about for East Bernard. When you talk about Schulenburg, you talk about Sarton, you talk about Houston, you talk about Jamie Jackson, you talk about the Regulators, you talk about Kevin Mark. There's not a weak spot on that starting 11 on the offensive side of the football.
Well, my opinion is they're gonna key on Houston, you know that, and they're gonna key on Jackson, I believe. Mark might have a big game. We might look to him to have a big game, or we might look to Raines or Wright in the backfield. If they run the ball hard, they're capable of 100-yard games anytime. There's been success running the ball against East Bernard. Maybe not as much looking at their schedule that it could have affected the lower outputs on some of those games, but Yoakum and so on had good running games, and Shiner had a fairly decent running attack last week, or a few weeks ago when they played them. I think if we can get off to a good start running, will open a lot of doors.
What about the keys? We always talk about keys to the ball game. You visit with Coach Hoosman every Friday afternoon prior to kickoff. What are some of the keys?
Don't let Leckler set up. We need to keep him on the run. Don't let him get those big shoulders square and let him be able to throw. He's got a rifle arm, throws a bullet, and we need to keep the pressure on him. Shut down that running game. Make them throw where they have to throw. Make him roll out. We need to chase him. He's a big man, and maybe we can tire him out. Hope it happened in the years before.
I remember last year Shane Leckler spent more time on his back than he did on his feet because the defense just gave him so much pressure. Sam Brown, I think, would be a big key tonight.
He will be. I don't know who Sam is lining up against, but they're going to have their hands full of, if he's playing the way he has in the past few weeks, and be able to put that pressure on the quarterback. We need to get that pressure is going to be a big key tonight.
That offensive line that we're talking about for East Bernard, Brian Chumchall at a guard is 180. The center, Clark Moreno, is 245. Tackles, Greg Kubis is 180. Ronald Clough is 270 at a guard, and Thomas Cortez is at 220. Face a similar line against Houston Wheatley.
I don't know if I want to compare the lines there. Houston Wheatley, a little bit more size, I believe. I think that plays to our advantage, I believe, in this game. Our quickness should help us on this game. Shiner had some success with their quick line against them. I think we can fare the same way.
We're going to take you down to the field for a look at the Shorthorns in just a moment. But first, before we do that, Jeff, is this a new look getting you ready for the playoffs, or did you just forget the razor?
Well, if we don't pull this one out tonight, it'll come off pretty quick. No, for years my wife has been talking to me. I've been talking to her about running it, and she says, no, this year she finally gave in. I'm going to give it a try.
Well, the reason I was late tonight is because I did get all nice for Channel 16. Jeff, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think so, Kevin.
All right, we're going to take you down to the field now, and we'll be back after we go down to the field with a closer look at our starting lineup. Schulenburg Shorthorn football on Channel 16. So the Shorthorns are out on the field, and they're going to try to rock the Brahmas tonight. As we get set for Parents' Night, 1994, the biggest district game of the year for the Schulenburg Shorthorns, and here they are, ranked #1 in the state. And Schulenburg Shorthorn football is brought to you each and every Tuesday night by Diamond S Restaurant, Foxfire Builders, that's J.O. Renner, 10th Frame Bowling Alley, Audubon Travel Shop, IMCO, Ken and Sherry Banks owners, Krumtech Wagner Insurance Agency, Kelly and Doris Sarton, Schulenburg Livestock Auction Incorporated, Zimmerman's Garage, Vernon and Fawn Zimmerman owners, Schulenburg Printing and Office Supplies, and Sports Specialties, the Prosky families, and Dan and Jill Tabor. As the saying goes, they don't get no bigger than this at this point in the season. When you've got the #1 ranked team and the #4 ranked team in the state of Texas doing battle here tonight, as the Shorthorns and the Brahmas get set, and East Bernard makes their way out of a big victory line. A lot of fans here tonight, and there they are, ranked #4 in the state. Coach Ricky Sowell's East Bernard Brahmas coming into Shorthorn territory tonight, and the Shorthorns will try to get off to another quick start, Jeff. It was 30-0 before you could blink an eye at the half last week against Shiner. That would be a nice start tonight.
Well, granted, it would be a great start, but I wouldn't bet the mortgage on it. But anything can happen, Kevin. It could be the other way, 30-0. We never know in this situation. Everything's on the line. Everybody's gonna give it all.
In a big ball game, Schulenburg just seems to rise to the occasion. Well, you see the Shorthorns dressed in their home black. They'll be ready to go out. That'll be Kevin Mark, Chad Gintert, Jason Houston, and Steven Sarton, the captains for East Bernard. Their captains include Roderick King, Thomas Cortez, Jody Domo, and Douglas Grigger. They are the captains for the East Bernard Brahmas. You may also see some men on the field with cameras. That's right, we've got the various media from throughout the state here for this ball game, billed by all the rating services as the top ball game in the state of Texas in all classifications. It's pretty similar to Manor a few years ago in the last district game that Schulenburg lost. Several years ago against Manor, lost here on this stadium, came back to the regional finals and put it to them at Alamo Stadium in San Antonio.
Well, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go through a loss where we have to worry about coming back to face them the second time. Everybody's dangerous the second time. I'd like to beat them and get a chance where we can maybe have the maybe not have to play them if they have to go a long route.
East Bernard has won the toss. They have deferred, so it appears as though Schulenburg will get the football to start the ball game again this week, and they will. Jeff, what's the strategy there?
I don't know. To me, I would rather we were going to receive. We won the toss anyway, more than likely, so it kind of played into our hands.
So the Horns will start with the football to get this huge district game underway. Our ball game being brought to you in part by Baumgarten Matula, Bruce and Cindy Bozel, 3D Belt Company, Steve and Sharice Dees, Charles and Gail Bow, Oak Ridge Smokehouse Restaurant, Robert Pam and Narissa Bezetsny, Tom and Dolores Sanders, Gallup Supermarket, Leo's Stop and Shop, Leo's Sheer Genius and Upstairs at the Downstairs, Mayor Leo Kopetsky, Dave Bean and Kinney, The Record Rack, Barry and Melissa Shepard, Carrie and Lori Bauer, Gene Barber and Christine Gintert, and Royce and Jeanette Kujay. Get the football to start things off. Before we go any further, I want to congratulate the Schulenburg JV winners last night, or Thursday night, 52-25. Schulenburg Lady Horns defeated Weimar tonight in volleyball, 15-7, 10-15, 15-12 to force a championship. Will play to determine who plays East Bernard and who plays Brazos in the playoffs sometimes this coming week. So Schulenburg will get the football. Jason Houston is back deep. David Raines to his right, and Kevin Mark here to the near side. It's going to be Roddy Blunston, or is it Leckler? Leckler will do the kicking. And it's a knuckleball type kick. Raines at the 5, to the 10, the 15, 20, gets hit, stood up, lunges forward to the 23-yard line. First down and 10 Horns. The first possession. With this lineup, the quarterback, of course, is Steven Sarton, the halfbacks, Jason Houston, David Raines, Mark, the tight end, Jamie Jackson, the flanker. The huge offensive line, the regulators, Dustin Bozel at center. The guards are Urick and Kujay, the tackles Segura and Dagan. Stephen Adams is a split end. Bradley Wright will get the start in the backfield. Of course, he will be spelled by Raines throughout the night. First and 10 Horns, ball at the 23-yard line. The handoff to Jason Houston. Stood up in the backfield, dropped for a loss. Houston's first carry. He's knocked down by Nathan Shorter. Roderick King may have also made some contact. So no gain officially on the play. It brings up second down, 10 Horns. We've just begun. Kevin Fishbeck along with Jeff Prosky and Greg Uola on film here on Channel 16. Split backs, right to the right, and Houston to the near side. Motion, this is Jackson coming our way. Sarton with the signals. The draw to Houston. He's wrapped up, he's dropped for no gain, and maybe a loss on this one. Jeff, the Brahma defense came to play.
They're fired up. We're going to have a big play or something to get the momentum shifted. We need to get some type of big play possibly right here.
So it brings up a third down now and 11 for Schulenburg. Similar to what happened last week in the Shiner ball game when Shiner stuffed the Horns on 3, then blocked the punt, but then could do nothing, and of course didn't do anything all night as they were shut out 37-0. Second shutout of the year for the Horns in the district season. Third and 11, defense jump. That's a dead ball foul, and if he wasn't drawn across, it will be a 3rd and 6. A break for the Horns if the young man was not drawn across. Dead ball. It is an offsides against the Brahmas, and it will bring up 3rd down and 6. Schulenburg gets a little break, that may have been that hard count that we've seen from Sarton throughout the season. Third down and now 6. Schulenburg. As play is brought in by Adams, the ball is going to be at the 27-yard line. 3rd and 6 Horns. First possession of the night. They jump again. Flags will go down. Could be a free play. Sarton is going to run. He's going to get knocked down for a loss. But hold the phones. We may have an offside penalty again against the Brahmas. That time, Jamie Jackson is being double-teamed in the defensive secondary by Blunston and Nichols. So they're right away. Jeff, you mentioned it earlier. They may try to double up on Jackson. They do. We get another penalty. It's now 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. Hey, that's 2 gains of... They're going to double up on Jackson. That's going to leave somebody open. They're going to exploit that. You know who's going to watch that. They'll be somebody open in case of that.
So the penalty will go against the Brahmas. And the Shorthorns, of course, will take this penalty. Instead of a 4th down situation, the play went for just a few yards. It will bring up 3rd down and 1. It was 3rd and 11, and 2 offensive or defensive penalties have put the Shorthorns a 3rd and a long 1. 10 minutes left to go. Capacity crowd at Shorthorns Stadium. Biggest district game of the year for either team. Sarton will pitch it. That is a great play by Thomas Cortez. So the 3rd and 1 doesn't develop, and Houston loses 5 on the play. Brings up 4th down and 6. So East Bernard has started out strong defensively. And now it'll be Schromick back deep to punt. Drop back to receive. Good snap. They're playing for the return. There's a punt taken by Leckler at the 40. Leckler in jail, gets away. Man on his back. Leckler, the Moose, still on his feet. What a big return by Shane Leckler. The young man was caught back at the 42. He carries it across midfield, and it's at the 49. 1st down and 10. The quarterback is Shane Leckler, a 3-year starter. This is his 4th year as a starter. Chris Martinez, a wide receiver, along with Pollock. The running backs include Roderick King and Douglas Greer, Roddy Blunston. The guard is Chum Chall at 180. Moreno, the center, at 245. They'll start out with Grigger and Blunston. Blunston with the football. He's got 5, and then he gets knocked down by Schromick. A gain of 4. Gain of 4 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 6 for East Bernard. Nothing fancy there. Just a handoff to the young man who's nearing 1,000 yards this season, Roddy Blunston. Ball at the 45-yard line, Shorthorn territory. Leckler, the quarterback. He has Grigger, the up back. Blunston, the tailback. Handed again to Blunston. Huge hole. 1st down, still on his feet. Up to the 36-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 9 yards and a 1st down. Jeff, is just a huge hole in that middle.
Schulenburg's playing real tentative right now. They're I don't know if they're just trying to get the feel of the game early, but they're looking a little sluggish and tentative. Hopefully we can turn this around.
1st down and 10, East Bernard. They come to the line. Clark Moreno, the center. 2 splits to the right. Tight end, or another split out to the left. High formation. Again, the handoff. Flags go down. Blunston, it's thrown from the back. Judge probably going to have an illegal procedure call against the Brahmas. If it is, it would be their 3rd penalty, and it is. Illegal procedure call against East Bernard. So the Shorthorns will take the penalty, drive them back, as Chad Ginter checks into the ball game for the Shorthorns. Chad has been such a force defensively. Shepard will come out. They'll mark off 5, and it brings up 1st and 15. Ball back to the 41.5-yard line. 7:55 to go. Clock is rolling here. 1st quarter. Schulenburg lost yardage on both their first 2 plays, then got 2 penalties. On 3rd down, they lost 6 yards. Negative yardage for the Horns, their first possession. Now we'll go the split backs. And Leckler wants to throw, and he's got all day to throw. And the ball is caught and dropped. Dropped on the sideline. Intended. Is that Raymond Edwards? It is. Incomplete. Raymond Edwards had it and dropped it, brings up 2nd and 15.
Ball was there. Ball was there. He just was looking for the hit, I believe, before he caught the ball. That pattern could be a trouble spot for the Shorthorn defense.
Well, he heard the footsteps of Adam Bozel. And Bozel has been known to light your candle at both ends if he gets a lick. Offset look. Leckler wants to throw back the other way. Now he's in trouble. He's going to run. He's dangerous when he runs. On his feet, and then gets hit and clipped. Big hit by Bozel. He takes it up to the 30. It's going to be a gain of 11. 3rd down now and 4. Schulenburg fans hollering a holding call. No hankies on the ground. Gain of 11 by Leckler, and brings up 3rd down and 4. The ball is at the 30-yard line. It's Domel bringing in the play as Martinez goes out. 3rd down, long 3 for East Bernard. 6:45 remaining, first quarter of play, no score. Wants to throw, the man is open, and it's broken up. Oh, what a play by Jamie Jackson.
He's come big up for us again. Big play here for East Bernard. Big decision to take. Do you take a chance on a 4th and long 3, or do you punt it and try to pin Schulenburg deep?
I don't want to give Schulenburg possession anywhere outside the 20-yard line. I don't know. You've got a good field goal kicker. I don't know if he can kick a 47-yarder. He does have the leg to do it. And they are going to try a 47-yard field goal. But oh, what a play by the junior Jamie Jackson. Martinez will hold. Leckler will line it up from about 47.5 yards. It's a bad snap. Martinez in trouble. Is going to throw a pass. Intercepted by Adams. Adams on his feet. He should have just dropped the football, but it really doesn't matter. They get it about the same place. Bad snap.
It was a bad snap. It was behind him. It was behind the holder. It wasn't going to develop. Looked like it would have took too long to spot the ball. A good decision on the spotter to not take the chance to get the block and maybe get the ball further back. We got breaks going both ways now. We'll see what happens.
Each team has had their break so far. Neither team has been able to develop it. Horns have it, 27-yard line. 1st down, 10, going the other way. Adams with the interception. Jackson here to the left, getting the double coverage. The defense jumps, no call. David Raines, huge hole. David Raines gets a block. Stood up, lines forward. Oh, what a run by David Raines to 13 yards and a 1st down. Right up the middle of the box.
Well, Kevin, as we talked about earlier, they're going to key on Houston. We know that. We've got to get our other backs to have a successful night for us to have a successful game. Raines and Wright are going to have to come up big.
1st and 10 Horns, their initial 1st down of the night, and now we're in positive yardage for the ball game. Ball just shy of the 40. 1st down, 10. Strong right formation, split backs, and give it to Jason. Jason cuts it back up. He's got some run room. He's dangerous at the 50, at the 45. Another 1st down for the Horns. A gain of 15 for Jason Houston. Jason tried to cut it back inside. He's known for cutting it outside. They took it away from him, and he almost broke it back in.
A good play by East Bernard's defense to turn it back into your pursuit to help make that tackle. I wouldn't want to face him one-on-one. A good play by East Bernard's defense.
1st and 10 Horns. Ball across midfield at the 46-yard line. 2 successful running plays. Sarton has not attempted a pass here this evening. He will drop back, hand it to Raines. Gets caught up, gets away. David Raines goes forward. Nice tackle out there by number 35, Dustin Huff. But not before Raines carries the ball across the 45 to the 44. It's going to be a gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and long 7 for the Shorthorns. 1st quarter, 5 minutes left. A very quick 1st quarter. Split backs. Sarton with 2 receivers out to the right. Mark is split out here to the left. Sarton in trouble. He can do this real good. in trouble, still trying to get away. Gets away from a man, will run it. Gets hit hard, gets back to the normal line of scrimmage. Good pursuit out there by Jody Domal, but he just couldn't catch the quick Sharton. Sharton took it back to the line of scrimmage and brings up third down now and 7.
Kevin, one thing I think might make a difference later in the game is you got Leckler out there having to play some tough defense on the defensive line going both ways. Maybe he's in shape enough to handle it both ways because we're going to run you. We'll see if it takes toll late in the game.
Well, Shane is on the sideline now getting a little bit of a breather. What does that do to their defensive scheme of things? We may find out. Third down and 7. Split backs, Raines and Houston. Jackson to the near side. Adams to the far side. Mark the tight left. Handed off to Raines. Gets hit and nothing doing there. Gets hit, wrapped up, and no gain. Maybe one. It brings up fourth down. Fourth down, and they'll give him a forward progress. A gain of 1. It'll bring up fourth down and 7. And Schromick will drop back to punt for the second time tonight for the Schulenburg Shorthorns. Fourth down and 7 for the Horns. What started out as a good drive just sputtered. Nice punt. Schromick. Fair catch is being called for and made at the 15-yard line by Chris Polak. So the drive started good, Jeff, but then it kind of just sputtered out.
Well, at least we're playing on their side of the field now. I like that a lot better. It's going to be tense this first half, probably. I'm sure there's going to be some tough football be playing out there, and we'll see if any wear happens during the second half.
They'll mark the ball at the 16-yard line. First down 10. 3:18 left to go in our first quarter play. No score. Second possession for the visiting Brahmas of East Bernard. I-backs. They'll turn, give it to Blunston. Blunston has a hole, but then Ginnert wrapped him up. Gain of 4. Up to the 21-yard line. And it brings up a 2nd and 6 call for Coach Sowell and the East Bernard Brahmas. Heck of a crowd on hand here tonight throughout this stadium. Both East Bernard, Schulenburg, and of course the area, and state for that matter. Handed again, Blunston tripped up in the backfield. But then Ricky Hernandez was being blocked down to the ground, but Ricky still had enough to stop him and drop him for a loss. Third down now. We've got 3rd and 7 with 2.5 left to go in the first quarter. Neither team has really wanted to throw the ball. East Bernard has thrown a couple of times, but third down and long for the East Bernard Brahmas. 2 splits out to the right, 1 to the left. Leckler back to pass. Here comes Sand. Throws. The man is there. Incomplete. The man was wide open. Roderick King had a step on Schromick.
Well, Roderick King was their tailback last year. This is his first year to play receiver. He's a senior. Maybe there's a lack of experience out there at the receiver position. The ball was a little low. Possibly could have been thrown a little higher and made the completion.
Punt time for the Brahmas. As Jackson will drop back to about midfield. Leckler has a great leg. The young man can boot the football. And with him back at quarterback, you just never know. Good snap. Playing return. Good punt. Great punt. Going to hit and roll. Jackson will pick it up dangerously at the 25, at the 30, and at 32-yard line. Good play. Almost could have been disastrous.
I much would have rather seen him go up and catch that ball because it was 10 yards before anybody was in front of him. A heck of a punt. That guy's got a foot on him.
Young man was an all-state punter as a freshman. First down and 10 for the Horns. Their third possession. We've got a $1:57 left in the first quarter of play at Shorthorns Stadium. Kevin Fishbeck along with Jeff Prosky. Greg Yola providing all the pictures for you, as always, here on Channel 16. First and 10 Horns, 32-yard line, starting with Wright and Houston. Jackson to the far right, Adams here to our side. Defense jumping again. There goes Houston. Jason across to the 35-yard line. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Second down and 7 for the Schulenburg Shorthorns, a short 7. Minute 35 left to go. We said this ball game is just rolling right along here. A lot of folks haven't even gotten in yet, and they've only missed the first quarter. Second and short. Oh, the ball is fumbled. Sarton got it. Didn't get it. It's recovered by East Bernard. Or was Sarton called down? Okay, Sarton was called down, third down. Oh, and you'll hear it from across the way. So the offense stays on the field. So it's third down and 7 now. Boy, the Shorthorns may have gotten a big break there. 3rd and 7, split backs. Another big play for Schulenburg. Have not thrown a pass. We'll sweep it. There's Houston. Cuts it back. Jason Houston to midfield, almost to midfield. A saving tackle out there by Douglas Krieger, but it goes from the 15-yard gain. Jeff Wright on the call. Big play. Did you see the defensive man go around the block, try to get Houston to cut inside, and that's what Jason wanted to do on that play.
Well, you've got to take what the line gives you, and that's a good play by him. He has to turn it in. You can't let Jason get outside.
So Houston with a big third down carry. We've got 15 seconds left on the clock. Horns trying to get another playoff here before the end of the first quarter. 9 seconds left. We will get the play off. Sarton will turn, give it to Houston. Houston on his way. Jason with a gain of about 7 to end the first quarter. So we've played 1, and our score remains 0-0. Shorthorn football brought to you by Casper's Department Store, Frank Supply, Swanky Baumgarten Funeral Home, Mark, Brian, and Bill Claisel. Schulenburg Glass, that's Mike and Phyllis Uretza. Schaller Engineering, Wellburn Petroleum, Hillbank and Trust Company of Weimer. Watts-Levitt Clinic and Pharmacy, Mr. B Fireworks. That's Tom Vargas giving you more bang for your bucks. Holas Duncan Insurance Agency, Hugo Holas of Schulenburg, Carl Duncan of Weimer, Frank's Restaurant, I-10, Highway 77 in Schulenburg with 65 years of great food and service. Chuck Brown Ford, Double B Foods Incorporated, Bubba and Karen Dagan, Don Blancett, Schulenburg Tires, Alfredo and Mildred Valenzuela, Victoria Bank and Trust, Prime Industries, and W.A. Foreign. Second down and 5 for the Horns. Jeff, it appears Jason is starting to see the holes now.
It looks like he's starting to warm up. He was running real tentative the first few plays there. It looks like he was looking for the hole. Now he's exploding and taking what they give him and probably trying to dig a little more out of it.
On his first 3 carries, he rushed for -4 yards. Since then, he has rushed for a positive 41, a net 37.
Exactly. He's warming up. He's looking a lot better now.
Second down and 5 for the Horns. As we begin our second quarter, the ball at the 46.5-yard line, 47-yard line. 47 is where we'll mark it. Second and 5, Horns. Sarton to Bradley Wright. First carry of the night for Wright. Cuts it back. Great cut by 22, Bradley Wright. When you need a big run, you give it to Double Deuce. That's a big run right there. 5, 10, 12, 13 yards. 12 yards on the carry. First and 10. And the Horns are in business up to the 37-yard line. First down and 10 with 11:40 left. First half of play, no scores. Sold out Shorthorn Stadium. Parents Night 94, number 1 against number 4 in the state. And it's a big district ball game. Both teams 8-0 and 3-0. Give it to Bradley up the middle. He's knocked down, but he gets forward progress to about the 35, a gain of 1. Second down and 9. Jeff, we still haven't seen the passing attack. Any reason for that with your pregame visits?
No, I didn't. I expected us to try to establish the run. I did. I didn't think we would. If we don't have to throw, maybe we won't throw. There's a lot of mistakes that can happen. They've got a good defense here. I don't know if we want to. We're getting successful with the run. I hope we'll stay with that.
Second down and 9, Horns. Ball at the 35. Sarton brings the troops to the line, and now we will see Stephen roll out. Wants to throw. Inch of it. Throws. Hit. Caught. Jamie Jackson a first down at the 23-yard line. Gain of 12 to the 23. Gain of 12 and a first down. Right on the money. And Jackson eluded the double team that time, Jeff, and he got wide open.
An excellent pass by Sarton. And the line gave him time on that rollout to set up and throw the strike. There was a man right on him. Good pass and a good catch.
Jody Dommel gave him a lick, but not before the completion was made. Ball at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10 Horns. They're driving. Their first possession of the second quarter. Pitch it left side. Jason Houston cuts it up. Oh, bye-bye. See ya. Touchdown. Oh, Blunston, you can run all you want. You're not going to catch him. 6 on the board. That's number 18 for Jason Houston. Just like that. 23 yards out. See ya.
60 yards already in just over the first quarter. We needed a big night from him. They're keying on him, and we're still getting the yards. Possibly a big night for Jason.
Well, I tell you what, they strung it outside. He looked for the hole. He cut it up. Hats off to the regulator offensive line. And Shepard will be on to attempt the extra point. The Shorthorns have struck first. As Jason Houston carries it from 23 yards out. That's his 18th touchdown of the season, carrying the football. Mr. Excitement. Good snap. The hole, the kick is no good. Shepard's had this problem. We don't need it in a big ball game. He just missed the football.
Well, with Lecler's leg kicking, that's 2 field goals you can look at right there to tie the game. And once he gets inside the 40, that's almost points for East Bernard. You can look at it that way. We didn't need to do that. We need to convert everything.
10:42 left, first half. Horns 6, and the East Bernard Brahmas nothing. 6-0 on the 23-yard touchdown run by Jason Houston. Jeff, quickly review those stats for Houston. He's got 60 yards.
8 carries for 60 yards.
After rushing 3 times for -4 his first 3 trips. So the Shorthorns will kick it away here, leading 6-0. The Horns have struck first. Schrammett will kick it away. Schrammett's pooch kick takes a big bounce. The ball has been touched. It's loose. Free ball. They'll pick it up. Right side. Young man gets outside. Still on his feet. Ginnard on him. Finally, they'll bring him down at the 46-yard line. Big return by Chad Nichols. Nichols with a big return. And East Bernard sets up in great field position. They're at the 46-yard line. First down and 10. 10:33 left. It is 6-0. Schulenburg on top. The ball at the 46-yard line. Leckler with a split back formation. Will roll to his left. Wants to throw. Throws it on. Oh, caught, dropped. Both are starting in on the coverage. Again, a ball that's catchable.
But he's rolling to his left, and he threw just a little bit behind the receiver. Just a little bit. Maybe enough to make the guy miss. Still should have been caught.
Pollock touches that with 2 hands. That's a reception. But it went incomplete. And Sarton introduced himself. 2nd and 10. But again, the offensive line of East Bernard is giving Shane Leckler time to pass. Not like last year when he was on his back the entire night. Of course, when you're rolling out like that, that has a lot to do with it. Motion our side. 2nd and 10. Leckler again will roll it out. Looking, setting, halftime traffic, sack attack. There, they missed him. He gets away and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Sam Brown had him, Ricky Hernandez had him, and he got away. And he avoids the sack because he picks up a yard. The defense, black attack defense, had him, but he got away. And now that'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and 9 for East Bernard. One back, double wing formation. First look from the wing, and now they'll go motion to the right side. Here come the Horns. There's a holding call. The guy's being tackled. Leckler will run. He will not pick up the first down. The headhunter gave it to him. We've got a defensive tackle that's being tackled by two Brahmas.
Well, this referee back there obviously can't see too much. He's missed 2 or 3 holding calls that have been right in front of him. I can't understand that.
They kept Leckler from getting the first down yardage. It's a big call here. 3rd and long 2. Or 4th down. 4th down and a long 2. And Leckler will drop back to pass. But just remember, you never know. Leckler will try to probably put this out of bounds inside the 10. With his skill, he can do it easily. He will punt it away. Pooch kick. Oh, but he shanked it. And the Horns going to have great field position. You talk about a shank. There's a major league shank right there. The official marks it up the 34-yard line. Jeff, huge break.
You're only looking at about a 12-yard punt possibly there. With that boy's foot, we should have been inside our 5 possibly the way he kicks.
So the Horns get another break. First down and 10. A little warm up here this evening. 1st and 10 Horns. Ball at the 33-yard line. Sarton the man under. We've got Raines and Houston. Back to pass. Jackson is open. Caught. Jackson turns around. Still on his feet. Dances. Oh, what a play. You gotta love it. You just gotta love that action from Action Jackson.
That guy, what the moves? What moves does he have, boy? Double coverage. He finds the seam in there, catches the ball, makes 2 moves, makes 2 guys grab air, gains an extra 6-7 yards.
Who are the Aggies scouting tonight?
Maybe some more orange and black.
Gain of 19 by Action Jackson, the new name for Jamie. Ball across the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line. Horns in business. Inside of 9 minutes left in the first half. Schulenburg up 6-0. Motion. Jackson going to the far side. Sarton fumbled it. And a draw to Houston. Big running room. 40, 35. Still on his feet. 32. You're not going to stop the young man. When he's got a moves like that, that's good for 17. 17 yards on a busted play, Jeff. They dropped the football. They hesitated, and it was a design draw anyway, and he still takes it for 17.
Kevin, maybe that helped stall everything, and East Bernard didn't know where the ball was or anything, and just enough to get everybody off balance to get that big popper.
Starting to feel that momentum, starting to feel that orange and black pride right now. The ball is at the 32-yard line. Sarton, the man under. Will give it to Raines. Raines will cut it up, knock down. Nice play. Gets it to the 30, but not before he's brought down by Thomas Cortez. Game of 2. 2nd and 8. Actually, a gain of 1. They move it back to the 31. Ball is at the 31. 2nd down and 9. Horns. 7:50 left to go. First half. Schulenburg up 6-0. This ball game is flying by. We've only played for about 35 minutes. It has flown by. 2nd down. Sarton wants to roll. Has all day. May want to take it up. Oh, and he from the backside. Donnie McPaul ran through the block and will sack Sarton for a 5-yard loss. Jeff, that play had Sarton rolling out looking for all kinds of daylight, and a young man slipped through.
Credit the defensive tackle for East Bernard to make a good play to work between 2 blocks and get to the ball. No give up in that player.
Donnie McPaul, he's a senior with 1 letter. Young man made a big play there because Stephen had all kinds of room on the sideline. Heck of a play. So now it's 3rd down and 13. Sarton to pass. Gets a block. The man is open, David Raines, and he just didn't hit to him. Raines may have slowed down a little bit. Raines is wide open, and Sarton knew it. Raines is wide open up the middle. And it just didn't get him the football was where it was supposed to be thrown. I think Raines may have slowed up a bit. Nonetheless, it's decision time for Coach David Hoosman. He's got a full complement of timeouts. He's taking his time. Still has not made the call. Now Schramek will go in and the punt team will come in. The clock is stopped, but the play clock is moving. And there's the flag. They'll back them up 5 yards, which may not be a bad thing because it gives you an extra 5 to maneuver on the punt.
Yeah, we've got more room to kick. Our kickers aren't quite as strong as their kickers, so we'll be able to do a regular kick and keep it in bounds, whereas he would still have to kick it out of bounds if Leckler was kicking.
So Schramek will go back to punt. Couple of big plays, but then a couple of good defensive plays by East Bernard prevented the Horns from tacking on some more. They lead only 6-0 with 6:53 left. First half, good snap. No rush. Great punt by Schramek. Man will catch it at the 3. Oh my goodness, why do you take the ball at the 3-yard line? He gets up to about the 12. That ball, the way it's going, that goes into the end zone, Jeff.
That's a strange decision on his part. I guess he figured he was looking for the big play here. He might have figured Schulenburg was going to over-pursue it and make a big play. A fortunate break for Schulenburg.
Well, it sets East Bernard up deep again. That defense can stay tough. The ball is just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. First down and 10. First and 10 for East Bernard. Handed off to Blunston. Big hole. Ginnert wrapped him up. Nice gain up to about the 17-yard line. Gain of 6. Second down and 4. Second and 4 for the Brahmas. 6:15 left. First half. Schulenburg up 6-0. High backs. 2 splits out here to the near side. Run it to Blunston. Nothing. Oh, he gets away. Ran into his own man. And then he will be dropped there by Paco Valenzuela. Schramek is there. And Shepard. Short gain. Brings up third and long 3. Third and a long 3. Third and a long 3. They will hand it up the middle. First man through. Close to a first down. Ran a full house. First man through. That was Domal. Going to be awfully close, and officials want to take a look at this. Going to be awfully close, Jeff, with 5:14 left in this first half. If you don't get it, what do you do?
Punt. You don't want to give Schulenburg a chance to have the ball that close. Make them drive just like we're trying to make them do.
So it's going to be awfully close. They will stick it tight. It is going to be a first down. That little second effort by Domal gave him the first down yardage. Well, they are standing 4, 5, 6 rows deep out on the sidewalk. We'd like to get a shot of it, but it's hard to do that with our angle up here. Across the way at East Bernard, you can see how the Brahma fans have packed in here at the Shorthorns Stadium. Tickets were scarce. Some said they were going to put up chairs on top of the auditorium. Don't see any of them there yet. Option play, Leckler. Shepard put a helmet on him. Leckler drove forward. Nice run by Leckler. Not a whole lot of speed, but the young man is a load to bring down. It's a second down play. Gain of 6 on the play. Gain of 6. Second and 4. 4:25 to go in the first half. Schulenburg is up 6-0. 23-yard touchdown run by Jason Houston. The extra point was missed. First man through, still on his feet. That is Grigger. So a gain of 3 now brings up third down and 2. And again, East Bernard faces a crucial third down play, and Shorthorn are in their own territory. The ball just back behind the 30, just shy of the 30. 3rd and 2. Power I formation. Option, nothing there. Leckler lunges. Oh, and look at the Shorthorns pound him. What a great play. It's 4th down. No gain. Shepard made some contact. Hernandez was there. The hit on her. Chad Giddert was there. And Sarton came over the top to finish him off. Gutsy call. That's not a bad call. That is not a bad call in that situation.
If I was the coach, that's the man I'd want with the ball.
Well, Leckler will get the ball here. But watch the short snap. Nope. Snap it through, punt it away. Straight football. Oh, that's a boomer. Jackson back to the 15, backpedaling in traffic. Gets away. Jamie down the sideline. There he goes. Jamie Jackson still on his feet. Fumbles. Schulenburg got it. And, oh, no, East Bernard got it. Schulenburg had it and lost it. Jackson with a little too much action. I thought we got the football back, but then the dog pile began, and East Bernard pulled it away. Schulenburg had the football, Jeff, but the dog pile started, and from that point, it's who's the strongest.
Unfortunate break. A good move and a good hit. Just happened to be the right hit at the right time to get the ball back.
It's a 30-yard punt return for naught. They fumble the football. That's a great play by East Bernard to pull it away. 2:47 left. 1st down and 10. 1st and 10. Illegal procedure. They show the shotgun. Got somebody jumping. The line of scrimmage was back around the 30, and the ball went to the 15. That's close to a 60-yard punt by Leckler. Well, the line of scrimmage was the 30. So that's a 55-yard punt by Leckler. A beautiful spiral. Wow. Well, that takes away the Shank Daddy effort on the 12-yarder he had the previous time. Still has his average up around 40 yards. 1st and 15. Ball back at midfield. Shotgun. Leckler rolling. Has time. Throws. The man is wide open. And already dropped the football. I tell you what, Shane Leckler is going to have nightmares about drop footballs tonight because he has had some wide open receivers. They have just not holding on to the ball. My goodness. Yeah, you can't, you know, what do? You can't jump on the quarterback because the balls have been there. 2nd and 15, 2:39 left 1st half. Horns up by 6. Shotgun formation, Leckler rolling to his right. Hernandez, give it chase. Giddert, give it chase. Threw it away. He just threw that football away. And Hernandez and Giddert still gave it to Leckler. Smart play. Threw it at the feet. There was a receiver close. That's a heads-up play by Shane Leckler. But it doesn't help them because now it's 3rd and 15. Another huge play for the Horn defense. 2:34 left. Ball back at midfield. 3rd down. Quarterback draw. Nothing there. Nothing there. Sarton, Shepard, Hernandez, Valenzuela, Gintert. They're all there. 4th down. No gain on the play, 4th and 15. Horns have all their timeouts left. Leckler, who just kicked away a 55-yarder, is back deep again. That's not counting the slack when you back up 15 yards. That's a 70-yard effort. Low snap. Here come the Horns. And this one is straight up in the air. Jackson says fair catch. Fumbled it. Pounced on it at the 23-yard line. Kind of a knuckleball, Jeff?
That ball was knuckling in that wind. I don't know if he can do that. He can intentionally do that and have the knowledge to do it, but that's a heck of a... I'd get out of the way of that one and let it go.
Hats off to the defense. What a job the Big D's doing tonight. The black attack. $1:49 left, 1st half. Schulenburg has it.
I don't want to be too premature, but Leckler has no yards passing. That's a very unusual sign. Don't continue to see that continue. He's going to get his due tonight.
Horns aren't settled on 6 points. They'll go to the shotgun, and they can do so many things out of the shotgun. Like Fake it, and the screen to Jackson. Here comes Jamie, gets the big block. Jamie on his feet to 35, 40, 45, 50. Cut back, still on his feet to the 40, 35, still on his feet to the 28-yard line. Action Jackson, oh, what a play.
You can still double team it, but he's still going to make the play, Kevin.
You mess with the big dog, you may get bit. Oh, man, it goes from the 24-yard line, 26, 36, 46, 48 yards. Mess with the dog, you may get bit. A minute 20 left. The Horns have struck like this all season long. Like a rattlesnake. Crawl them up, they're going to bite you. 1st and 10. High snap, fake the handoff. Starting with all kinds of time. Throws it. Jackson had it, dropped it. Jamie at the 15, he dropped it, but the clock is stopped with a minute 10 left. Again, Jamie was wide open. And it brings up 2nd down and 10. Jackson may come out and get a breather. He deserves it. Gets a big hand, and the Shorthorns want a timeout. They'll talk about it. Good call by Coach Hoosman. It'll give Jackson a time to get a breath. Shorthorn football brought to you by Diamond S Restaurant. Foxfire Builders, that's J.O. Renner. 10th Frame Bowling Alley. Audubon Travel Shop. MCO, Ken and Sherry Banks owners. Krumsick Wagner Insurance Agency. Kelly and Doris Sarton. Schulenburg Livestock Auction Incorporated. Zimmerman's Garage. Vernon and Paul Zimmerman owners. Schulenburg Printing Office Supplies and Sports Specialties. The Prosky families. And Dan and Jill Tabor. Jeff, you got a minute 10 for the Horns. That's an eternity.
That's a lot of time with a lot of weapons, as we so have. There's any number of things can happen. Maybe we might look to Mark. We haven't looked to him yet tonight. That screens are always still there. Maybe out of the backfield, the reins again. He was open on the last series. There's a lot of things that we possibly can do here, and no telling what Hoosman's got up his sleeve now. Nobody ever seems to know what he's going to run. Even himself sometimes. I don't think he knows where he's going.
Well, it's 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10 for the Horns. David Hoosman still out on the field with his team. What a great play. The screen to Jackson 48 yards later. And he almost broke that one. Trips out to the left and a shotgun. Straight drop for Sarton. Has time. Throws it up. There's Mark. Incomplete at the goal line. Kevin Mark jumped up. We've seen him make some spectacular plays all season long. He just couldn't come down with that one. Just couldn't come down with it.
Well, it was a good defensive play. The man got up there and got in his face. I'm sure that had a lot to do with the way the ball came. It had to go through. It didn't look like it got tipped, but it sure was close.
Now you still have over a minute left. It's 3rd down. If you throw a pass and it's incomplete, it's 4th down, and you have to punt the football. You go for it here, Jeff? Maybe we don't have to get to that. We'll see. 3rd and 10 Horns. Inside the 30. Sarton got some pressure. Look out. Throws it. It's caught off the tip. Jackson makes another spectacular catch. Buck snapped it. Buck touched it. Schromick touched the ball and tipped it to Jackson.
Luckily enough, he didn't tip it enough to knock it out of the way. It looked like it was going to him. I thought it was going to Buck in the first place. Luckily enough, it was high enough, and he's short enough. And thank God for his shortness on that play. I don't want to take anything away from you, Buck. I'm glad you were short.
17 yards and a 1st down. It's been the Sarton-Jackson combination tonight. Ball to 13. Hand it off. Jason looking for the outside. Oh, what a great move by Jason Houston. Cuts it back. Still on his feet. And touchdown. You're not going to see a better run. You are not going to see a better run. Put it on every highlight film. Put it on every highlight film and send it all over the nation. And now the official says that he stepped out of bounds. Oh my goodness. They're going to say he stepped out at the 1. The official watching it calls touchdown, but they're going to mark it at the 1. It's at the 1-yard line. The 1-yard line. The ball is at the 1. Take the touchdown away to give him 16 yards. My goodness, you're not going to see a better running back than Jason Houston. First and goal from the 1. Defense pinching close. Jason, he's going to go in. See ya! Now it's in the board. Yes! And the Horns probably go for 2 here. Houston with a 1-yard out. And it makes it 12-0 with 31 seconds left. Second touchdown of the night for Jason. That's 19 on the season. Having an MVP season. Well, we thought we may see the 2, but we're going to go for the extra point. Shepard missed the first one. And now Sarton calls a timeout. Checking things out. Great call. You got 2 to burn. Jeff, what a drive. We told you give the Horns a football any time on the clock. They can beat you. Boom.
Kevin, looks like we're warming up. We really are. Everything's starting to click. We're making the big plays when we have to make the big plays. The third down plays, the second and long and whatever. We're might get down one play here or there, but we're coming back and making the big play when it counts. I look to Hoosman to keep that ground game going. That ground game's opening up that passing game. I can't see how they're letting Jackson go like they are. He's getting open when we know they're double or triple teaming him sometime with the safety coming up. It's amazing how this young man finds the seam.
Do you stay in your swinging gate and then fake it out of the kick, or do you just go straight up and say, here it is, we got 3 yards, we're going for it?
I still like to kick. You're still looking at 2 major scores, 2 touchdowns to get the lead. But with his leg, that's a touchdown and 2 field goals, the way he can kick. I go for the safe. I don't want to see the 12. I like a 13-point lead.
14 looks better to me. With 31 seconds left, let's see what Coach David Hoosman's going to call. The ball is at the 3-yard line for the extra point. The Horns will line it up in the offensive set. You know what I like to see here? I like to see the dump to Mark.
You never know. That's a good play. That always works at the goal line.
We'll see. Tight end left. Receiver to either side. Now motion to the right. Wants to throw. Just led Jackson too much. Steven knew it. Jackson is wide open. If he puts it up in the air, he's got him wide open.
Well, Jamie stumbled just a little. He stumbled just a little, but it still was a good play. He led him just a little too much. He knows he made a bad pass. We're still in good shape, Kevin.
31 ticks left on the first half clock. It's 12-0 Schulenburg on top of East Bernard. So the Horns lead at 12-0 with 31 seconds left. It will be Schrammett to kick it away. Schulenburg on top, 12-0. Schrammett will kick it away. It'll be a squid. Well, it's a nice line drive taken by Blunston. 18-yard line coming to the right side. He's up the middle. Oh, what a big hit. The head hunter, Chad. You can call me sir any day. Ginter. Boy, he rocked him out of his socks that time. 25 seconds left on the clock. Jeff, I guess we're going to see the arm.
We will see him air it out. You can guarantee that right now. He's not going to settle for... There's 2 or 3 plays possibly. 2 long plays probably. 3 maybe shorter plays. So we'll see what we got here.
So it's 1st and 10. Well, you may see an interception. And the Horns, you give them 5 seconds on the clock and they can score. We've seen it. But what they're going to do, they're going to just give it to Blunston. Straight draw. So I guess you're down by 12. I say, okay, we'll try to regroup it and see what happens here. I still say it doesn't hurt you to go for the long pass. But East Bernard is 8-0, and that's the way they've gotten here, and they're going to stick it right here as the clock winds down. We can tell you our halftime score. Parents' Night 94, it's Schulenburg 12, and East Bernard nothing.
Schulenburg High School continues as we recognize the members of the band and bells along with their parents and publicly say thank you for the time, effort, and support that has made these institutions possible. Senior drum major and flute player Chantel Flores, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Brian Collins. Senior percussionist Cleo Martin and 8th grade clarinet player Patrick Martin, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Claude Martin. Senior third Genesis, assistant drum major and trombone player, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. James Rocket. Senior physical guarantor, twirler, and percussionist, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Calvin Guarantor. Junior Tiffany dance twirler and flute player, and sophomore Whitney dance twirler and also a flute player, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. John Dance. Robert Hampton, Jr., opera sax player, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Steve Hampton. Junior Greg Hernandez and freshman Amanda Hernandez, ladies percussionist Amanda tenor sax, escorted by Miss Adela Hernandez. Junior Tommy Polachek, bass and flute player, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Polachek. I'm sorry. Junior player Tomlinson, Frank Moore, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Jim Tomlinson. Sophomore Danny Riley, senior player, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Dillon. Sophomore Matt Coon, percussionist, escorted by Miss Pam Booth. Sophomore Matthew Dinger, trumpet, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Bill Dinger. Sophomore Henry Gallup, baritone, escorted by Mr. Earl Gallup. Sophomore Ben Herder, trumpet, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Helen Herder. Sophomore Jennifer Mulder, twirler and flounder, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Roger Mulder. Sophomore Stuart Dracula, also sax, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Adolph Dracula. Sophomore Brent Winkleman, Frank Horn, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Cheryl Winkleman. Freshman Joshua Blake, trombone, escorted by Miss Judy Blake. Freshman Stacey Bartow, clarinet, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Terry Bartow. Freshman Brooke Bonner, also, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Mike Bonner. Freshman Ashley Hitter, clarinet, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Ronnie Hitter. Freshman John Ahart, trombone, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. John Ahart. Freshman Holly Fuller, Robert, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Wayne Fuller. Freshman Victoria Fuller, trumpet, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Edward Fuller. Freshman Crystal Petter, trumpet, and Tiffany Petter, clarinet, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. David Petter. Freshman Heather Serrano, clarinet, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Travis Serrano. Somerset, French Horn, and carried by Mr. and Mrs. Wallace. Adrian Melanie Rojas, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. John Rojas. Adrian William Escudara, Derek Sack, escorted by Mr. George Escudara. Adrian Juan William Flores, escorted by Ms. Yama Flores. Administrator Julie Meyer, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. William Meyer. Administrator Justin Onheider, Alpha Staff, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Michael Onheider. Ms. Margaret Stewart, president of the Schulenburg High School Band, would like to show her appreciation to the band and their officers. Vice President and Veteran Secretary Karen Dillon, treasurers Karen Dennis, and reporters Ron Ahola. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication to the Shorthorns Band. The all parents include Junior Prudence Anderson, daughter of the Susan Brooks. Sophomore Brooke Duquette, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Bill Duquette. Freshman Leanne Cordenas, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Cordenas. Freshman Molly Rivera, daughter of Miss Belcher, escorted by Miss Elizabeth Smith. Sophomore Kathy Hollinghouse, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Larry Hollinghouse. Sophomore Christy Kubeka, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Kubeka. Senior Laura Lysander, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Chris Lysander. Sophomore Julie Collins, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Eugene Collins. Junior Tiffany Whitmore, escorted by Mr. and Mrs. Darrell Pettit. Sophomore Rachel Spencer, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rogers. Freshman Angela Larva, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ben Larva. Sophomore Elizabeth Wellmore, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Wellmore. And sophomore Kristen Watinska, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Walter Watinska. while the band plays at Lucas Arena.
So as you watch the Shorthorn Band and bells perform here at the half, Jeff and I are going to tell you about some stats. Jeff, the scoreboard has Schulenburg up 12-0. I guess the stats would indicate that.
Kevin, the stats are pretty loaded in our favor, as I'll let you know about here. We'll start off with the rushing here. Houston has 11 carries for 94 yards, a nice average for the first half. Wright, 2 carries for 13 yards, and Raines, 4 carries for 18 yards. Sarton had 3 carries for a -4 yards. On the passing slate, Sarton is 4 for 6 for 97 yards. A nice half, a nice good start. All of them, 4 catches, 97 yards, go to Jackson. A big plus and a factor where you know they're covering him, double covering him anyway. And on the East Bernard side, we've got Blunston, the leading carrier, 7 carries for 24 yards. Leckler, the quarterback, on some strong runs, 6 carries for 24 yards. And Grigger, 2 carries for 5 hard yards up the middle. The big stat, Kevin, no passing on the East Bernard side. Don't count that the second half. I can't emphasize that enough. You can't take that lightly at all. I'm sure they're getting some chewing going on there about holding on to the ball and everything. There's been a few passes that possibly could have been caught. And I'm sure they're going to open it up the second half. They have no choice. They have to open it up. 53 yards is not an impressive stat for a halftime total, where Schulenburg comes up with 218 yards, almost 4 times. In fact, it is over 4 times the amount of 4 times the offense. 12-0. It's a good score. It tells the tale of the game. I believe we're winning on both sides of the ball, but not that much. We're ahead, but we're not by any means dominating the game.
You know, I think East Bernard has had some breaks, maybe more. Schulenburg has also had some breaks, but East Bernard has gotten some fumble recoveries and just haven't been able to put the ball in the end zone. Credit that black attack defense.
Bend but don't break. We haven't really bent much tonight, to tell you the truth, but last week we held Shiner to 41 yards in the first half, and we got 53 yards. Similar instance, not a similar score by any means, and a whole different complexion of a game than it was last week. We were totally dominating by the halftime. This by far is not over. We've got a lot of football left to play.
24 minutes to play. Always at halftime we talk about some of the things that are going around SHS. Hats off to this band. They went down to the marching contest and they got superior ratings the first time in a long time. And we want to congratulate the band on that right now. We're going to have the band sweetheart. Band sweetheart announcement is Chantel Foray, this year's band sweetheart for the Schulenburg Shorthorns. And of course she's the band director, or the drum major for the Shorthorn band. But as we said, hats off. Trio Marty is the band blow as we get that announcement. Hats off to the band director, Joe Mitchell. Once again, this band went to the marching contest and got straight 1s. That's a superior rating. You can't do any better than that. It's just a great tribute to the hard work that these youngsters have put forth. Lady Horn volleyball team, on the other hand, today, or on Friday, they defeated Weimar 15-10, 7-15, 15-12 to force a 2-way tie for the district championship. Weimar and Schulenburg each winding up with 5-1 records. So congratulations to the Lady Horns on that. So we are at the half. Our score, the Schulenburg Shorthorns 12 and the East Bernard Brahmas 0. So as we take a look at the crowd, just a tremendous crowd, Jeff, from all over the area. What a tremendous hats off we need to give to the crowd and of both schools supporting these 2 fine teams tonight.
Kevin, there's nothing you can say about Friday night in Texas. It's a wonderful feeling. I'm real proud to be a part of this tradition here in Schulenburg. A heck of a crowd, the biggest crowd we've had this year, no doubt. They're seeing a heck of a game, and hopefully we'll have a good second half also.
What about the second half? What are some of the things you think the coaches tried to change at halftime or tried to emphasize to these young men?
Well, on East Bernard, we know what's going to happen. He's telling them to catch the ball. We got to hold on to the ball. On Schulenburg's side, he's got to be saying no turnovers. We got to cut down on our mistakes, and we're playing good possession ball and driving on them. We got to continue with that, mixing up the plays real good. We're doing a fine job of that. Our defense has got to continue to dominate as they have. We've got to just like I said before, cut down those mistakes, and hopefully we'll have a better second half.
The roar you hear is for the #1 ranked Schulenburg Shorthorns. They are just 24 minutes away from keeping their perfect season alive and all but securing the district championship. The winner of this game at least wins a co-championship here tonight. On Friday night, Schulenburg travels to Flatonia while East Bernard closes out the district at home against the Weimar Wildcats. That, of course, is coming up this Friday night. Schulenburg leads this ball game by a score of 12-0. East Bernard will take the football. They deferred in the first half. They will start out with the football here in the second half. Schulenburg Shorthorn football on Channel 16, brought to you each and every Tuesday night by Diamond S Restaurant, Foxfire Builders, that's J.O. Renner, 10 Frame Bowling Alley, Audubon Travel Shop, IMCO, Ken and Sherry Banks owners, Krumsick Wagner Insurance Agency, Kelly and Doris Sarton, Schulenburg Livestock Auction Incorporated, Zimmerman's Garage, Vernon and Fawn Zimmerman owners, Schulenburg Printing and Office Supplies and Sports Specialties, the Proschke families, and Dan and Jill Tabor. So the Shorthorns will start off on the defensive side. Did we just hear penetrations are at 2-0?
2-0 Schulenburg, so that's one thing we need to look at. I had a conversation with Coach earlier. The tie-breaking system is total points. So if somehow there's a three-way tie, it goes by total points within the three that are tied. And the maximum can be an 18.
And the only one that could get in there would be Flatonia. If Flatonia were to upset Shiner, and then, of course, see what they would do next week, this coming Friday against the Horns. That's too early to talk about now, but as far as the tie on the ball game is concerned, Shorthorns lead 2-0 in penetrations. That's the first stat you look at, then you go to first downs. We've got 24 minutes of football, too much to speculate. We'll see what happens here. Schulenburg will kick it away and defend the east goal. East Bernard is deep with three receivers back at the 10-yard line. Schromick can kick it through the end zone. He has not done that tonight. He's kept it on the ground, as he'll do here. And the man is going to be down right there at about the 23-yard line. Chris Pollock takes it at the knee at the 28-yard line, 27-yard line. So that'll bring up first down and 10 for East Bernard. Their quarterback, highly touted, Shane Leckler. He can play baseball, basketball, football, you name it. The young man has starred in all three. And, of course, Roddy Blunston and Douglas Grigger in the I formation to start this second half. Horns lead 12-0. Hand it to Blunston. Oh, nothing there. Gets away, but flags go down in the backfield. We got an illegal procedure call, you would think. Dropped in their backfield. Illegal procedure. Now, decision time. Do you take the penalty, make it 1st and 15, or do you keep it there and make it 2nd and 9? The Shorthorns will decline. 2nd down and 9. So they decline the penalty, brings up a 2nd down and 9 for the East Bernard Brahmas. 2nd and 9 for East Bernard. Counter trade, nothing there. Blunston gets away after being hit several times, still on his feet after the 35. Schromick hit him and then just didn't wrap him up. You got to do more than lay the helmet on Roddy Blunston. He's not that big of a back, but he's quick. He gets low to the ground. You got to tackle the young man. Ball is at the 35, a gain of 8. 3rd and 2. Gain of 7, actually. 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 35-yard line for East Bernard. Wide receiver to the right, split end right, and one out here to the left. Split backs with Blunston and Grigger. Quick snap, Grigger. Met at the line, nothing there. Black attack defense on the prowl. Sue Brown, Big Sam, Chad Gitter was there. First time we get to call Big Sam's name other than the heavy pursuit that he's been giving all night. And now it's 3rd down and a long yard. Another decision, and I think they're going to punt it away. Down by 12, you don't give them the football. 4th down. And you know that Leckler can kick it out of this ballpark. Low snap, picks it up nicely. Bosel almost got it. Booming punt. Jackson, fair catch made at the 21-yard line. Great, Jeff. You can't ask for a better effort by your D.
That's the way you want to start the second half, Kevin. We can't ask for more. A good stop on a 3rd and short. We needed that. We didn't want to let them get any momentum to start the second half. If we can get a drive here and put up some points, could be a tough night.
10-14 left in our third quarter. Schulenburg's first possession of the night in the second half. Starting the quarterback, Raines and Houston in the backfield. Aiding and Jackson out to the left. Tight end Mark to the right. Sarton will turn, give it to Houston. Not much there. Leckler wrapped him up, brought him down. Now a flag comes down. And that could be the first call against the Horns in the holding area. The officials converse. It is holding against Schulenburg. First penalty against the Horns tonight. It was no gain. They'll take it from the spot. It'll make the ball back to the 11-yard line. Mark off of 10. Mark off of 10. You look down on the sideline, you see Kurt Bezetsny all alone at the 40-yard line. How much it would have meant for the young man to be out here tonight. Broke his collarbone in non-contact drills Tuesday. 1st and 20 for the Horns. Pitch it to Houston. Gets outside. That's where you want him. Gets away from one, then takes the ball up to about the 16-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and about 15 for the Horns. 2nd and 15 for the Schulenburg Shorthorns. 9:15 left to go, third quarter. Schulenburg leads 12-0, their first drive of the second half. Jackson out here to the right. They drop off the double coverage. Hand it to Houston. Gets away from one, but that's it. Cannot get up as the tackle is being made there by Donnie McPaul. He's come up big all night. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 15. So 3rd and long for the Shorthorns. 3rd and about 14 for the Horns. They'll give Houston 1 on the carry. Jason closing in on 100. 101 unofficially by our book. Split backs. 3rd and 14 Schulenburg. What will Coach Usman come out of the bag of tricks here? Fake the handoff. Backside pressure. Throws him in. Adams is wide open, and he cannot catch the football at the 45. He caught a cheerleader on the sidelines, but he couldn't come up with a football. Boy, he's going full speed, and Sarton is rolling that away. He had a couple of steps on his man, but he just couldn't catch up with the old pigskin. So it brings up 4th down. Shorthorns will have to punt deep in their own territory. Schronick will drop back all the way to the 5-yard line, now to about the 3. It'll be a good snap, no rush, and a nice punt. Will be taken at the 40. Coming to the right side, trying to get outside, cuts it back up, and is nailed by David Raines. Chris Pollock got ripped. That's a pancake with a side of bacon that time. Good hit by David Raines, and Pollock comes up gimpy. Ball at the 45-yard line. East Bernard trying to get something going. Had a little over 50 yards at halftime. Not much on their first possession in the second half. 1st down as Leckler rolling the pass. Will throw it, and it's incomplete. Jackson had a beat on it. Jackson and Schromick out in coverage. Roderick King incomplete. Another incompletion for Shane Leckler. Ball back at the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 10. The clock stops at 7:59 left to go in this third quarter. Schulenburg did not score until the second quarter on a 23-yard run by Houston with 10:42 left. And 31 seconds before halftime, Houston struck again on a 1-yard run. 2nd and 10. Wants to pass. The ball is caught this time. Nice move inside. And Jackson will wrap the man up. Not before a 20-yard gain to Roderick King. Well, they'll mark it 19-yard gain for Roderick King and a first down. That's the first completion of the night for Shane Leckler. He had 4 or 5 dropped earlier. So the Brahmas trying to get the passing game rolling. I-back, Grigger the up man, Bluston the tailback. He'll get the football straight up the middle of the field. Ginnert brought him down. But the ball goes up to the 28-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 7. 2nd and 3. 7:15 left. Third quarter. Horns 12. Brahmas nothing. 2nd and 3. Ball at the 28. Again to Blunston. Wrapped up. Close to the first down. He should have the marker at the 25 is where they will give him forward progress. It's going to be a gain of 4 and a first down, Brahmas. Ball resting just across the 25-yard line. First down and 10. Good-looking drive here for East Bernard.
This is what they needed right now. They needed something to get some momentum on their side of the field. Even if Schulenburg needs a big stop here, we need to get some momentum back to our side.
Turnover, anything. High look. Delay. All kinds of running room for Blunston. And Sarton came out of nowhere. Super job by Stephen Sarton. Great job. Not before they take it to the 20-yard line. Across the 20 to the 19. That's a penetration. First one of the night for the East Bernard Brahmas. Ball is at the 19. 2nd and a long 4. 6:10 to go. Third quarter. 2 splits to the left. Grigger the up back. Blunston the fullback. The tailback. Option. Nothing there. Oh, what a play. Dustin Bozel on the defensive side of the football.
Putting a little meat in the middle there. Some little scats, some tough guys. Now, I see they brought Dagan in sometime to stop the big rush up the middle. Could pay a toll on us later in the game, too, playing some boys both ways.
Loss of 2. 3rd and 6. Again, Leckler's got the great leg, so they're definitely in field goal position. But you'd like to drive them deeper here. Power I right. Sweep it right to Blunston. Here's the defense out there. Good hit, and he did not get the first down. Another big lick. Jackson and Sarton converge. I don't like seeing you got 5 linemen standing out here, and they should be following the play. And the defense is out there. It's going to be 4th down and short. Do you take it's straight in the middle of the field. Do you go for it here, or do you try the field goal? There, look, Coach Sal says, hey, we're this tight, we've got to go. Listen to the horn crowd pump their D up. 4th and 1. Quarterback sneak, Leckler dives forward, and it's going to be awfully close. If they give him across the 15, he's got it. It's going to be awfully close. That second effort may have gotten it. Well, they gave him a great spot. Officials will call timeout at 5:20 left. You don't make this here. That's huge, Jeff. Why the quarterback sneak when Blunston's getting the big yardage?
Big man, big legs, possibly that just push like you just talked about, that second effort push might have got that first down.
Stretch them tight, boys. Take the kinks out, first down. By the length of the football. They'll stick the chains and they'll start the clock. The drive continues. Ball is inside the 15. We'll have to call it the 14. 5:15 left to go, third quarter. Horns 12, East Bernard nothing. But East Bernard on a good drive. 1st and 10. Double tight formation. Power I. Leckler wants to throw. In traffic, Sam on him, and the ball is knocked away. Oh, Adams with a big play. Steven Adams, intended for Pollock. Incomplete. Steven made a great play.
That was a good fake by the quarterback. You could tell, I didn't know who had the ball. It looked like a good power eye play. He rolled out and had time out there. Schulenburg got a late rush on him, made him throw the ball. A good defensive play by Adams.
Second down, 10. Ball is inside the 15, 14-yard line is what we'll call it, with 4:53 left on our clock, which is stopped on the incomplete. Second down, and they'll sprint draw to Blunston. Tripped up. Sam Adams tripped him, or Sam Adams. Well, he's playing like Big Sam. Big Sam Brown tripped him up. And now it's third down. 3rd and 9. Yeah, just who are they here to watch? 3rd and long. Brown, only a junior. His 3rd letter this year. Big play. 3rd down. Counter trade of Blunston. Nothing there. Nothing there. Ball is fumbled. Sam's got it. We've got the football. We've got the ball. Big Sam Brown. Big Sam picked it off the turf. The young man who's made big play after big play all year comes up with the biggest to this point. I tell you what, Jeff, it is a pleasure to be up here with the coaching staff because they have got their eyes on it. They know exactly what's gonna happen. That's about 5 in a row they've called. Oh, man, Sam turns it around the other way. 1st and 10 Horns, deep in their own territory. Looked like a blitz. Look, here they come. Hand it to Houston. Cannot get away. They brought their outside backers. Jason just couldn't get away. And it brings up 2nd down and 10. Very short game, maybe 1. Give him a yard, 2nd and 9. Well, now the Shorthorns are so good at running this clock down. Pick up 4 or 5 first downs, and that'll, 2nd and 9. Sarton looking. Throwing deep. Gets hit as he threw. Throws it up. Intercepted. Oh, boy, this could be trouble. Coming back this way. And then gets knocked down. That was a wounded duck and about 4 guys out there in white helmets. East Bernard gets a break after the Shorthorns get a break. Jamie was wide open on the screen out here. He wasn't evidently the primary receiver. And Sarton was hit as he threw the football. Brings up a 1st and 10 the other way. Ball to 25. 1 back. A little mix-up. Leckler in trouble. Will run the football and gets hit by Sarton and then Gintert. It looks as though he may have gotten inside the 20, which would be another penetration, and they're even up at 2. And it is a 2nd down and 4. Gain of 6 for Leckler. 2:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Horns lead 12-0. Split back. Leckler, straight drop. Looking to throw in, out of bounds. Incomplete. 3rd and 4. 3rd down and 4 with 2:43 left. Two minutes and 43 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. This second half very slow compared to the first half, which just flew by. 3rd and 4 for East Bernard. I-backs. 2 splits out here to the left. Leckler on the draw will pitch it to Blunston. Takes it up. Nice move. He gets hit. Wrapped up. Good defense. Great defense. Ginnard again. Shepard's out there. Hernandez is there. And Adams was there. They run the little option. And it's 4th down and a long two. 2:15 left. 3rd quarter. And East Bernard on the sure-footed Leckler will not take the kick. They're going to take a timeout and talk about it. So the Horn defense doing what they do best, keeping people from getting in their house. Got to come up with another big play here. Shorthorn football brought to you by Baumgart and Matula, Bruce and Cindy Bozel, 3D Belt Company, Stephen Charisse D's, Charles and Gail Bout, Oak Ridge Smokehouse Restaurant, Robert Pam and Narissa Bezetsny, Tom and Dolores Sanders, Gallup Supermarket, Leo Stop and Shop, Leo's Sheer Genius, and upstairs at the downstairs, it's Mayor Leo Kopetsky, Dave Bean and Kenny, The Record Rack, Barry and Melissa Shepard, Carrie and Lori Bauer, Jean, Barbara and Christine Kindert, and Royce and Jeanette Kujay. Jeff, 4th and 2, you're the coach, what do you do?
Throw in the towel. That's why I don't want to be a coach. I'd hate to make this call. Schulenburg has come up big on the big downs. Maybe I might take the sure points here. I'm not sure, but
now remember, on the 1 field goal attempt, it was a bad snap.
Yeah, but most of their field goal attempts are good attempts. Just happened to be a bad snap there. I think I'd go for the sure points. Leckler is almost a sure point, you could say it that way. But a touchdown here turns the whole perspective of this game around. A field goal here, you almost feel that Schulenburg came away with the win there.
Game of momentum. Shorthorn stop here, you know where the momentum's at. They break, it's a ball game.
They're going for it, Kevin. They're going for it.
4th and 2. Oh, how fun it is to be up here and not have to be on there calling the plays with 4,000 people watching you. The defense trying to get another stop. Single setback, motion to our side. Leckler wants to throw. We'll throw it out. The ball is going to be tipped away. Action, Jackson. Jamie with a big play. He's going to get the high five from everybody. Jeff, he just played it perfectly. Says, he's open, he's open. I'm a sneaky one. Right in front.
Kevin, Rice A&M, does that kind of remind you of the play last week at the Rice A&M game where Hurricane Hendricks came out of the blue and tipped away the game-saving pass right there?
I tell you what, that may not have been a game-saving, but that play goes down again as another huge play by the Black Attack. Now the Horns have to hold on to the football. And if you're Shane Leckler, you're just so frustrated. You just got to be just frustrated. 1st and 10 Horns. Sarton, the screen to Jackson, a little high, comes up, gets around a man, gets away, he's in jail, and he's not going to go very far. They caught him in jail. The pass was a little high. The pass was a little high. And now it brings up a 2nd down and 9. They give him a yard. 2nd and 9 for the Horns. 1:35 left in the 3rd quarter. We got to get out of this end zone. We need to get it to the middle of the field and over to the west. Head west, young Horns. Head west. 2nd and 9. Schulenburg. Adams in with the play for Coach David Hoosman. Need to hurry it up a little bit. Can't afford a delay penalty here. Adams and Jackson out to the left. Mark, the tight end, right. Raines and Houston in the backfield for Stephen Sarton. Sarton rolling. Has time. Looking. He's hit as he threw. Caught by Jackson. Another spin move. Shake and bake. How do you do? Mary Lou. 1st down Horns with 1:01 left on the 3rd quarter clock. Gain of 14 for Jackson. He's got over 100 yards in receiving tonight. What a job. 112 yards. And now a timeout on the field. The injured Shorthorn Jamie Jackson being attended to by the trainers from Southwest Texas who come to all the Horn games, and he's getting up under his own power. It looks like he's all right. He got up after the play, walked several yards, and then went down. But he is coming up, not really showing any signs of a big limp. Jamie's had a huge night. The young man has just, single-handedly made some huge plays in this ball game, offensively and defensively. First down and 10 for the Horns with 1:01 left in the 3rd quarter clock. They lead East Bernard 12-0. And now Coach Sowell wants to visit with the head official about something. And that's just going to delay the game even more. Now the conversation is over. And we'll go back to playing football like we're supposed to be doing. Capacity crowd here in Schulenburg tonight. Number 1 against number 4 in the state. Huge district ball game. Both teams undefeated. 8-0 on the year, 3-0 in district. Something's got to give. First and 10, Horns. Sarton will hand it to Jason. Jason has a couple, and he's wrapped up again. Another big play by Donnie McPaul. They'll give Houston progress up to about the 34-yard line. Gain of a couple. Second down and 8. Well, the stick across the way shows 4th down and 8, but it is 2nd down and 8. Now they'll flip it. 2nd down and 8. Shorthorn with the football on the near side. Sarton with a fake. Has time. Looking. Now runs out and gets sacked. Should have been a face mask. No call. Now it brings up 3rd down and that same 8 yards. Adams was the primary receiver in that formation. And that's the end. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Well, you know what happens in the 4th. The Horns only get tougher. 12 minutes of football remaining for the district championship. It's Schulenburg 12 and East Bernard nothing. Come down to the final 12 minutes, Jeff. We haven't changed much since the half, the score-wise. A lot of breaks both ways, but nobody can capitalize. First down and 10, or I'm sorry, 3rd down and 8. Third and 8 for Schulenburg. Eric Aiding will split out to the right. Jamie Jackson here to the left. Big play for the Horns. First play of the 4th quarter. Looking to Jackson. Intercepted, drop. Good play by Jamie. He came up to play the defense. He saw that the ball was going to be intercepted. He came up, made a good play.
Not a smart read right there. They had double coverage on them to the flats. Maybe I could have understood a deep fly pattern where maybe a long pass, or even if they did intercept, it would be long here. We're fortunate enough to get that ball back and have a chance to pin them, at least get a decent punt out of this, hopefully.
So it's 4th down and 8 for the Horns. East Bernard has not come after a punt yet tonight, but this one could be. They are gearing up to come after Schromick. High snap. Here they come. He gets it away nicely. Fair catch is called for, made at the 35. Good punt by Schromick. A 30-yard effort, but he was heavily rushed. Wasn't that great of a snap. Can't ask for anything more.
That's a good change of events for us right there to get them down to 35. They're going to have to make a good drive, which we saw these past 2 drives. They are capable of doing. We just have to step it up on defense.
Well, the defense has answered the call all night long. They've done it all season long. First and 10 East Bernard. 11:49 left in the football game. It's 12-0 Schulenburg. To pass. Looking, throwing, caught. Now he dropped it. They dropped another one. Roderick King dropped the football once again. The young man shouldn't have ate that Butterfinger sandwich. He keeps Butterfingering it all up. Would say peanut butter, but that would be a little sticky. Maybe a little extra jelly. You like that one, Sleepy. Second down and 10. Just got to have a little humor to get rid of the scaredness. Blunston nowhere but to ground. Shepard was the first man there. Brian Valenzuela and Jack Hennert. Yeah, you got to lighten things up just a little bit and not take this thing so seriously. I tell you. Third down and 10. 11:20 left. Jeff's trying to roll that clock. He's going to wind his arm out. Another big play, shotgun. Leckler looking, trouble. So the man is open and it is caught, dropped. That's got to be an incomplete pass. It is. Incomplete pass. Again, Douglas Grigger had it, bobbled it, had it on his hip, and then dropped it incomplete. Shane Leckler needs to buy these guys some sticky gloves because he has had some great passes tonight on crucial plays, and the young men just not held on to the football. Of course, when you got a head-hunting defensive secondary like the Horns have, you hear little footsteps every once in a while. Leckler will kick it away, we presume. 4th and 10. He's got a great leg on him, and he hits a boomer. Jackson at the 15. Evades one, the 25. There goes a flag. We got a clip. Jackson gets knocked out of bounds, but we're going to have a push in the back. Back at the 23-yard line. And it's going to drop the Horns deep in their own territory once again. One thing good, though, you keep a long drive, you take the time off the clock.
Boy, if there's any medicine we need right now is a long, sustaining drive right now to take some time off the clock. Kevin, it wouldn't be disaster if we didn't score it, if we just take a lot of time and get it on the other side of the field.
Block in the back. Ball back to the 13-yard line. Call the 13. 10:55 left. 10 minutes and 55 seconds remaining on the scoreboard as we are in the 4th quarter. That Brahma defense has to step it up here. Split backs, Wright and Houston. Sarton will turn. Jason Houston evades one, then gets wrapped up. Gets it across the 15, 16-yard line, maybe the 17. The clock runs. It's in the Horns' favor. The scoreboard in the Horns' favor, up 12-0. Doesn't matter if you win by 1 or 101. Second down for Schulenburg. 7. Second and 7. Gain of 3 for Jason. We'll finally see where they were marking the football. Capacity crowd at Shorthorns Stadium. 2nd and 7. Give it to Houston. Can't get outside, gets wrapped up. Short gain. Gain of 1, maybe 2. They'll give him a 2-yard carry, 3rd and 5. Inside of 10 minutes left. Shorthorns need 4 or 5 first downs there on a big drive to just milk that clock and move to 9-0. And more importantly, wrap up the district championship. 3rd down and 5. Another crucial play for the Horns. Pitch it. Houston cuts it back up, and he's going to be met and then dropped back. Gain of 1 yard. 4th, and the Horns will punt it. 4th and 5. And again, you would probably see the East Bernard defense coming after the punt, but they've set 2 men back, so maybe not. Maybe they'll play return again. 9 minutes left in the football game. Schromick will punt. High snap. No rush. Playing return. Schromick. A fair catch. Ball is fumbled. Schulenburg has it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. It's going to be recovered by number 66, Christian. Well, now, instead of the receivers having the butter fingers, Leckler had the butter on his fingers.
It almost looked like kind of a knuckleball, too. A line drive knuckler might have been floating in the air. That's a tough play to catch. But it was a line drive. That's the kind you want to return, though. He made the right decision. Just an unfortunate break for East Bernard.
8:47 left. Huge break for the Horns. Ball at the 43-yard line. New life for Schulenburg. 1st and 10, Schulenburg. Split backs. Give it to Jason. Gets a block, stumbles, no gain. Nice play. Nathan Shorter and Dusty Hoff on the tackle. 8.5 minutes left. Well, it gives you a chance to run a couple more minutes off the clock. And keep the ball on the ground. Second down and 10. 8:15 left in this ball game. Winner claims the district championship in all aspects. Worst it could be would be a co-championship. Here comes a blitz. Here they come. Shorthorns pick it up. No, they don't. Sarton is in trouble. The blitz got Sarton. I thought we handed it to Raines. We handed it to Raines. He's wide open down the sidelines. It's going to be a loss of 9. And a timeout by the officials. Officials call a timeout to get one of the East Bernard Brahmas off the field. That's Douglas Grigger. And now they'll run the clock. Inside of 7:40 to go in the ball game. 3rd and 19 for Schulenburg. Shotgun look. Sarton takes a snap. Hands it off to Houston. Houston with a big hole. Jason Houston, big hole. Get the block. First down. Oh, yeah. Eric Aiding freed him up for the first down yardage. Regulators got him off the line. Eric Aiding got him off the defensive man. A 26-yard gain and a first down. You knew it was coming. You knew that play was coming, Jeff.
Reminiscent of the Wheatley game when they were expecting to pass. Slipped that little draw in there. It paid dividends again, Kevin.
1st and 10 Horns. The drive is alive. 7:05 left to go. 1st down and 1st and 10 for the Horns. Shotgun. Fake the handoff. Sarton has time. Throwing deep to Mark. Caught. Dropped. Mark had it and dropped it at the 5. Marek had it and dropped it at the 5. You know, he's had those spectacular plays all year, but twice tonight he could have made them spectacular. Just didn't fall his way.
Kevin's been a good player for us all year. We can't fault him any. He had just having a bad night right now. Don't count him out yet. Still look to him possibly.
6:51 left. That's the tight end, folks, that slipped out deep. Clock is stopped. 6:51 left. In the football game, the Shorthorns lead 12-0. And they have the football in East Bernard territory at the 43. Shotgun look. Here's the draw to Houston. Jason. Flags go down. Houston gets tackled by the helmet. But flags will go down and we may have a holding. A holding against the Shorthorns. It's either 3rd and 5 or 2nd and 20. They're going to take this penalty, no doubt. It's going to be holding against Schulenburg. Mark him off 10. And brings up 2nd down and 20. But, Jeff, it gives you another play, gives you a chance to work off some time.
That's one good benefit out about that. I'd rather have the play in the 5 yards and bring up a 3rd and 5, but hopefully we can bring another big play coming up in the next 2 plays here to do some damage.
2nd and 20 Horns. 47-yard line. Shotgun look. Sarton to pass. Looking. Throwing. There's Jackson, and he overthrew him. Jackson was open. Jamie was open, and he just overthrew him. So it stops the clock. 3rd and 20 with 6:21 left in the football game, and Schulenburg leading 12-0. 3rd down and 20. Well, we've been in this situation all night. It's nothing new. Can we convert again? Here we go. 3rd and 20, shotgun formation. Sarton with a roll. Has time, looking deep. Now he's going to run. Stephen will run down the sideline and takes a vicious lick. Took a vicious lick by Roderick King, but he bounces back up. That is a vicious hit on the sideline. You're not going to see a harder hit all season. And then King does the unclassy thing and mouths off when he's getting beat by 12 points, but it's a great hit. 4th down and 9. The Horns The ball out of bounds, stop the clock, 6-12. Schromick will punt it away. Good snap, no rush. Schromick with a good punt. Taken and hit right there. Knocked down right there. Dustin Bosel with a big lick. Well, East Bernard's got a long way to go. They're back to the 16-yard line. Got a lot of real estate to cover. And they got to score twice. They got to score 2 touchdowns. That's the only way they can win the ball game. 6:05 left in this football game. You think Leckler's going to be looking big here. 2 splits to the right, 2 to the left. Throwing it out, caught. Man, tried to slip a tackle. Jackson's right there with him. Keep him in bounds. They will keep him in bounds. Nice play. The pass was complete to King. But the clock runs. East Bernard has called 2 plays in the huddle. They will not run a huddle. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3. Here comes the defense. Throwing it out. The man is open. Caught. Oh, what a hit! How do you do? How do you do? Somebody needs to answer the phone for Chris Martinez because Steven Sarton just lit him up. After Sarton gets run up on the sidelines, oh, the young man is still. That's a vicious hit. Timeout on the field with 5:29 left. He's up. The young man, you got to give this man a lot of courage. He took the most vicious hit we've seen this year with a triple stack of pancakes, orange juice, hash browns, and a little oatmeal from Steven Sarton. That was a lick, my friends. It's just the guy's still a little woozy, but just for him to get up, he took a heck of a hit from Steven Sarton. Now it's 3rd down and 3 as we get back to play as they still assist Martinez off the field. It's just, we're just glad the young man is able to get up and being helped up because he did take a lick from Steven Sarton when just plays before Steven got his bell rung on the sidelines. It is 3rd down. Plenty of time in this football game. 5:29 left. Schulenburg on top, 12-0. East Bernard has a 3rd and 3 call here. Receiver to either side, sweep it to Blunston. Defense is there. Wrap him up, dives forward, doesn't have it. Kennard's there. Valenzuela's there. A whole host of horns. Bosel. And now it's 4th down. Watch the fake. You've got 5 minutes left in this ball game. You got to watch the fake. Domel is the up back. It's a snap. They're going to punt it. A good effort. Jamie will watch it bounce and just let it roll. And the Shorthorns have it. It's Schulenburg's game to throw away, Jeff. 4:48 left. The clock is on your side. You got the football and the points.
One good drive here and it could be over.
Listen to the crowd. What a job by the defense. Every one of them. What a job by the defense. I tell you what, these guys came to play tonight, and they got the hard hats on tonight. This has been a physical football game. And why not? You expect it to be when you get 2 teams like this together. 1st and 10. 33-yard line for Schulenburg. Give it to Bradley Wright. Up to the 35. Couldn't get the cut. A yard, maybe a yard and a half. But the clock runs. We have seen some vicious hits. Very clean, legal hits. We have seen it all in this ball game. And it's a very good possibility that we'll see these 2 teams again in about 6 weeks. It's very possible. 2nd down and 8 for the Horns. 4:15 left. Sarton is your quarterback. Jason Houston looking for the outside, cuts it back inside, and gets wrapped up. A gain of 3 for Jason. Ball at the 37-yard line. And now it brings up 3rd and 5. 3rd and a long 5. But the clock rolls. 3:40 left. Schulenburg 12. East Bernard nothing. Will the Shorthorns pitch their 3rd shutout of district? Tell you about 3.5 minutes. 3rd and a long 5 for Schulenburg. Wright and Houston in the backfield. Sarton with a draw to Houston. Met at the line, no gain. That play really never developed. And East Bernard is going to call a timeout. Their first. Second, East Bernard calls a timeout. 3:18 left. That's the second call timeout by East Bernard. They called one earlier on the field goal attempt. They've got one left. And with 3:18 left in the ball game, we'll tell you, Schulenburg Shorthorn football is brought to you by Casper's Department Store, Frank Supply, Schwanke Baumgarten Funeral Home, Schulenburg Glass, Mike and Phyllis Sharitza, Schaller Engineering, Wellburn Petroleum, Hill Bank and Trust Company of Weimar, Watzlawick Clinic and Pharmacy, Mr. B Fireworks, Tom Vargas giving you more bang for your bucks, Holas Duncan Insurance Agency, Hugo Holas of Schulenburg, call Duncan of Weimar, Frank's Restaurant, I-10, Highway 77 in Schulenburg, Chuck Brown Ford, Double B Foods Incorporated, Bubba and Karen Dagan, Don Blanchett, Schulenburg Tires, Alfredo and Mildred Valenzuela, Victoria Bank and Trust, Prime Industries, and W.A. Farrick. Here we go, Horn fans. 4th down. Horns are going to punt it. East Bernard may be coming for it. High snap. Here they come. They don't get it. Punt hit at 35, takes a parallel roll. Schulenburg will let it roll, let the clock go down, and the ball is going to be knocked dead by Dustin Bosel with 3:07 left. Again, East Bernard has a pretty long leg of real estate, Jeff.
But a big play with a big arm can happen at any time, and then onside kick, and you're right back in this game right off the bat. Going to be a big series here again on the Schulenburg defense. We have said that all night long. Did any bigger.
Black attack is so close to a shutout. You know what they're looking for. 1st and 10, East Bernard. 3:07 left. Shotgun formation. Here comes the defense. The pass. It's going to be intercepted by Sarton. Oh, what a play by Steven Sarton. He comes up big again. 45-yard line, Jeff. And look at the young man on his back. Gennert got in the face of Leckler.
Well, as they call him Bull, put a bull rush on and went through the back and got enough. He's tall enough that he made him throw the ball too high where he didn't get enough zip on it. Gave enough time for our safety to get over and make that interception.
The lights are still on, but they're getting dim on the other sideline. 1st and 10 Horns, ball at the 45. It's 2:58 left. Anything can happen. But I guarantee you one thing, it ain't going to be without a fight. 1st and 10, Schulenburg. Hand it to Raines. He's got 5, 10, still on his feet. Gain of 12 for David Raines. Clock stops, set the chains, and then we'll mark them and we'll stick them and we'll run them again. Well, Coach Sal had said something in the Victoria paper about shocking the world. It ain't going to happen. Not tonight.
There's not too much shock. Hope they're looking for the playoffs. You know, they're try to everybody stay healthy here. We don't need a freak injury here to happen, and it hurts you in the playoffs. Both these teams are going to go far in the playoffs. There's no doubt.
1st and 10 Horns. Sarton gives it to Jason. Up the middle. Oh, he just gets tripped up by the ankle. Doing what they do best, running the clock out. Up the gut, in-your-face type of football. And it's carried the Shorthorns to within 2 minutes of a still perfect record. And maybe the Harris poll will give us some respect.
Don't count on it.
2nd and 4, inside of 2 to go now. 1st down here, and we are turning the lights out. 2nd down, 4 for the Horns. This is Sarton with a gift to Raines. Met knocked down after a short game. Brings up third down, but Jeff, the clock runs. 1:35 left. And this one, my friends, is going to go down as a heck of a ball game. And with the Shorthorns coming out 9-0 now and 4-0 in district, just 1:20 away from that point. And let the truth be told who the better team was tonight. Third and short, Houston. Met in the back. Ooh. Took a big hit. And now timeout is called with 1:05 left. Jason took that one in the thigh. That's a tough hit. It's fourth down with a $1.05 left. The ball back at the 29-yard line. And East Bernard is out of TOs. It's fourth down and well, they're going to mark it back to the 30. Actually, about 4th and 5. About 4th and 5. They have not moved the down marker. So it's going to be about 4th and 5. With 1:05 left. Jeff, you know, if you punt it here, you try to pin them deep, but bad snap, get the ball blocked. A lot of things can happen on a punt.
I look for him to go for it. And if you don't get it, you're still running time off the clock. 6, 7, 8 seconds, whatever it is on a play. If we get the first down, it's over. If you don't, you're not gaining much. But if you punt in the end zone, you're gaining less than 10 yards or should I say, 10 yards, about 10 yards. So it's worth it to go for it. That 10 yards is worth the 10 seconds possibly.
And we're going to go for it. 3rd and 5. 4th and 5. 1:05 left. What a ball game. All the scoring in the first half. Shorthorns trying to pitch their third shutout in 4 ball games. 4th and 5, Schulenburg. Shotgun look. Starting high snap. Fakes the draw and flags go down. And we may have illegal procedure against the Schulenburg Shorthorns. A dead ball, legal procedure. So now it makes it 4th and 10. Fourth down and 10. Always a pleasure up here with Coach Stewart and Coach Brown. And after this season is over, we'll tell you why. With 1:03 left. 4th and 10. Horns still going to go for it. What do they have to lose? They own the scoreboard 12-0. Sarton fakes the handoff. Rolling, looking, throwing. Mark is open. He caught the football on a skip. That was a nice play by a shortstop. But it goes incomplete. 58 seconds left. 58 seconds remain in this one. Well, you try to air it out, get a cheap one, and then get the extra onside kick. Some people have head to the exits already. They're confident. But you just never know, because you know they're going to air it out. They don't have the Jason Houston type back that makes you respect the running game. Leckler's just going to drop back and then wing it about 60 yards. 58 seconds left. First down and 10. Here's the pressure. In his face, incomplete. Sam Brown. Chad Ginnert, Barry Shepard, all with pressure. Brian Valenzuela also gave him a heave-ho. 5 seconds off the clock. Second and 10. 53 ticks left on the clock. Schulenburg leading 12-0. With Leckler back to pass. Oh yeah! Touch the turf! Touch the turf! Sack attack. That's going to do it. 11-yard loss. Ricky Hernandez with a big sack attack. Sacking up the lunch. 30 seconds left to go in the football game. No timeouts left. This one is over. And Schulenburg is going to win it. And they move to 9-0, 4-0 in district. 3rd and forever for East Bernard. Here comes the defense again. They're running with Leckler. Just throws it up in the air. It's going to be incomplete, 4th down. With 12 seconds left. 12 seconds left on the clock. And it's 4th and forever. Jeff, it was a hard-fought one tonight.
You can't say enough for Coach Brad Oden's defense. Limiting Leckler to 14 attempts for 2 receptions for 27 yards. What can you say?
Domination, black attack. I got 100 of them. 4th and forever. Throw it out. Caught. Just trying to protect the shutout here. It's over. 5 seconds left, and the Horns have defense have thrown a 3rd shutout in the playoffs or in the district. Weimer scored 13 on them, and that's it. And 1 was a punt return. The Horns are going to win it. Just 5 seconds left. Coach Stewart, Coach Brown, it's been a pleasure as always. And these East Bernard coaches will be heading on down as well, well knowing that these two teams could very well meet up again in 6 weeks in the regional finals. 2 great teams out here tonight. One of them playing in front of the home crowd just had a little bit more. 1st and 10 Horns, 5 seconds left, a kneel down play, and Schulenburg moves to 9-0. Jeff, you can go ahead and figure up your stats. We'll give those to you. And Sarton will take the knee. This one is about over. It is now. 9-0, 4-0, number 1 in the state. The world was going to be shocked by East Bernard. You got to score to win, Coach. You got to score to win. And the final is Schulenburg 12 and East Bernard nothing. As we take a look again at the scoreboard, it's all Horns. It's all good. And they're still undefeated. Once again, the Shorthorns win it 12-0. Jeff, first the scoring rundown. In the second quarter, Schulenburg broke on top, a 6-0 score with Jason Houston taking the ball 23 yards out. Point after touchdown, Shepherd missed it wide left. It was 6-0 at that point. 31 seconds left on the clock in the first half. Houston again after a magnificent run to the 1, then carries it over from the 1. 2-point conversion, no good. It was 12-0 at halftime. And that's the way it stayed. I have never seen a better defensive effort this year than we saw tonight by the Schulenburg Shorthorns. As Jeff tells you the stats, you'll know why.
Well, one of the best offensive teams in the area by far in his stats and his backs and so on. A tribute to Brad Oden, like we talked about before, and the rest of his defensive staff to bring it on like they did tonight. The stats, as you did talk about, we're going to start with Schulenburg in the rushing area. We had Jason Houston, 24 carries, a big load for him tonight. The second half, there was a lot of carries to try to melt that clock. 143 yards, still a progressive night for a defense like this.
2 touchdowns, 19 now in the year.
Exactly. Fine effort again. Bradley Wright, 3 carries for 14 yards, and David Raines, 6 carries for 31. Starting 6 carries for an even 0 yards. He had a few minus yards beginning and then a nice run near the end there to bring his average up a little bit. On the passing slate, 6 out of 14. Not a typical Steven Sarton night. For 112 yards, which is still a fairly good average against a good team like East Bernard. All the receiving yards, Jamie Jackson, 6 catches, 112 yards.
And some big plays by Action Jackson tonight.
Moves like you wouldn't believe. On the East Bernard side, Blunston, the big man, 18 carries, 59 yards only. Dommel, the other ball carrier, 3 carries for 5 yards, and Leckler, 10 carries, 18 yards. That's a big job to stop him like they did. He's an excellent runner.
He's a moose.
Oh, the way he started the game out, I thought we were going to have a lot of trouble containing him with the size he has and the drive that he has with his body. Passing, the biggest story of the game. 2 of 18, 43 yards. An outstanding defensive effort. 16 yards on the last play. Schulenburg played a lax defense, a prevent defense if you want to call it that. Give him that underneath pass. That's fine. We didn't want to give him the first down. 16 yards came on that. Other than that, a 27-yard effort. All 3 of their receptions went to number 20 also. Well, what can we say? A lot of numerous catches that should have been made. Could have made a difference in this game. This score, Kevin, tells exactly how the game went. There's no lying about the score. A good game. A real good game. 12-0 is a formidable score for this type of game.
Shorthorn defense pitches another shutout. That's 3 on the year. They just keep getting better, Jeff.
Well, we looked at the total rushing. gave up 125 total yards. That's unheard of for a powerful, a number 4 team in the state, mind you. So 125 yards of offense. That's a lot. Shorthorns, on the other hand, 300 yards of offense against a good team. What can you say?
People around the state, wake up. The Horns are for real. They've been showing it every week.
But I don't know if I want to face these guys again, Kelly. They're a little tough.
Oh, well, you know, it could happen. It very well could happen. As we're now, the Schulenburg Shorthorns have clinched at least a share for the district championship, win Friday night in Flatonia, and you win the outright.
Well, the good thing that this does for us, like we talked about in the pregame, was gives us maybe a little smoother road to the quarterfinals, to that area, to our regional finals. Going to the hill country and so on, playing the not so strong football teams. They're going to have to face the Tide Havens and the Refurios and stuff to get this way. They're going to have a little tougher road, but anything's possible with the team they have.
All right, Jeff. Friday night we'll be over in Flatonia. The Horns and the Bulldogs renewing the rivalry. We all know how those can get.
Come early if you go to Flatonia. There's not a lot of room to sit. Find out, get there early and get you the best seat you can.
And I like the look. You're going to keep it?
Definitely now.
All right. Shorthorns win it by the final score of 12-0 over the East Bernard Brahmas. Number 1 remains number 1. How far does East Bernard drop in the polls? Well, we'll find out later today. We'll see. For Jeff Proschke, our cameraman, Greg Sleepy Uola, doing a great job as always. I'm Kevin Fishbeck. Hook 'em Horns. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.